Welcome to Commodities and looking at US spot gold on the 1 hour chart. No need to look at the bigger picture. We know where we are with that. We're just looking through the corrective rally, and we're looking for wave A to complete itself, and that's done that. And now we're looking for wave B, which will be in 3 waves here. We may get another little high just here. Not that it matters that much. We're not really we don't have a strategy to trade within this space here. We could trade wave C here if you like, but first of all we need to confirm that wave A is complete. There may be one more little high through here. But if not, then we'll be looking at the A, the B, and the C here. And I've got this at the 61.8 retracement level here. It may not be the case as normal, as usual. It may just come down and, do 2 bounces off the 1300 and then move straight up through here. So, but anyway, next session or two, we'll see that sort of unfold there. So we're looking up around the 1330 here. But the A wave and the C wave here normally have some sort of equality in terms of the distance travelled. So we'll be looking at that a bit more closely as well. But it's more important to actually, the wave C has always got 5 waves in it. So it'll be like this here. So this will have 5 waves here. So we'll be able to trade long, and then we'll be able to get the short pretty well intact as well for the next move down. The copper market is still moving to the upside here, as we noted here, without going into a lot of stuff. We're above the 300 here. This move here is in 3 waves. It makes it bullish corrective, so we'll see this high be taken out here. We can see the impulse wave here, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and as probably looks like it's going to be past the 310 by the looks of it, because if we were looking from 5 waves to here, and this looks just like wave 1 here, so it looks like there's more to come in here as well. So I think that's interesting. I'll have to go back and check the bigger picture, but that's bullish while it's above that major trading level 3 there. The oil markets moved up as well. I'll also just got to mention as well, I should have done this straight up actually. I'm just going to the US dollar here. The US dollar has moved down quite strongly and has got more to go. So there can be 5 waves already complete in here, especially when I've been looking at the euro here, just the extension in wave 5 here. So we can look at some sort of counter trend here, but we will see downside here. It's possible that this is not completed here as 5 waves as well. But when we look at the euro is quite a clean count in 5 waves to the upside that pegs well. But main point is that this is moving down, and obviously it supports commodities, so it's a good time to buy commodities, and oil is showing that here as well. So yes, look, the main point here is that this is impulsing to the upside, support on top of group 1, which is number 3, is minor group 3 here. So support on top of this would see the market at 105 up through there. So it's still got more impulsing to do to the upside here in terms of the wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 will probably come in here, wave 4 across here, always a little bit complicated, may even pull back to the 2 here, but then we'll see wave 5 move up through here. So that's what we're looking for there. The gas market is moved up, and but it's not like a strong move up. It started off strong, but then it's been getting slower and slower and slower. So we kind of expected that coming into the midpoint 50 as well, plus the old highs here. So we're kind of looking, we have got the first high above the level here now. So we'll look at some sort of corrective pattern here, and then after the corrective pattern, if we find support on the 50, then we can move to the upside from that point there. I don't really have a clear sort of structure for this move up through here. I know that this one here was a perfect 5-wave structure here, nice 3rd wave here. This moved off nicely, but I would have had to count this as 1, 2, and then 3 to here, across here for 4, and had to make above here. So this wave 1 here didn't really do it. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 still going here. So just, I don't know, it just doesn't add up. But it's we need to trade what we see. And one of the important things here is the looking for the pattern for the setup here in the classic trading levels pattern is the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, then the A, the B, and the C, and then we look for support here. And if that's the case, we've got a reference point there, and we'll take that reference point out. So that's what we're looking for. This is corrective here, so we could probably see this move to the upside here before we see any further downside here. Such anyway, a bit messy. Soybeans, so they're all pushing up, so that means that this wave 5 here will probably end up, well, basically we're looking for the first high above the level, so we can probably move this over to here. And like I said before, it's not that it's I thought that we would have had a move down here before we had this move up here, but look, it's not that it makes much difference anyway. Just like I mentioned the last little picture there, we've got the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level is what we're looking for, and then we'll see some sort of pullback in through here, we want some corrective pattern in here, and then we want support, and then we'll move to the upside. The wheat market here, we were looking at a low 2 being in place, but we weren't sure about it. All we had is that we had an impulse wave up here in 5 waves, and then an A and a B and a C. So what that means is that we'll get another 5 waves up, and it has started to do that, so that's good. But the reality is that it only counts as 3, an A and a B and a C, or 1, 2, 3. Yes, it can continue to move up through here, and that's what we're waiting to see if it can do that. If it doesn't, and these lows get breached here, then we're going to be moving down in one more wave to the downside here. I won't go into that unless it sort of happens, but we would have to look at this as being wave 4 and 5 waves down here, and then we move to the upside here. So as I mentioned, just moving into this trade here, the idea is just really to use very small position sizes. If you normally use 10, well then just use 3. Keeping it very small. And the idea is to confirm a 5-wave structure up here and looking to add higher up through here. But as it stands, it's a 50-50 chance that it can be corrective here and move down. One of the reasons for it to move to the upside now would be the lower US dollar. The corn market as well, very much like soybeans as well. So corn and soybeans are in most products, even if you don't know it. Moving together, and also looking for the first high above the level. Look, it may not be the case. That may be it here, but we need to look for it. And it will push up and run out of steam, and when it runs out of steam, then it will fold back, and that's what we're looking for then, and then we'll work through the correction of that point there. The coffee market is this is coffee here, this is a weekly here, sorry about that, but you can see sort of our interest in this. We've got a strong 3rd wave up here, we're looking for the 4th and the 5th wave here. So once we get 5 waves in terms of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, then we get the A, the B, and the C, and then we get further upside. So that's what we're looking for there, and this is how it counts in here: the 1, the 2, the 3, looking for the 4th wave to pull back 38.2%, and then up for wave 5. Now, wave 4s can get complicated. They can we do have a little 3-wave structure in there, so that could be it and done and dusted, and we get 5 waves up through here now in terms of 1, 2, the reaction that we expected at this level here, and then up for 5 here to complete that. Then we'd still see a corrective pattern across here before we see further upside. So it's still sort of 1/3 into the pattern that's moving across here. So I've never really been bothered about it too much. It's not what we're really looking for. We're using, we're trading commodities to get long trends, long-term trends, and it's, we need this correction here as the foundation for the next trend. And yeah, it's there. Look, and I could be wrong, and it could shoot straight, continue up, but we'll catch it further up. That's all. But in the meantime, we knew that we would have a reaction. We were looking for 5 waves up in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the third to this area through here to have a reaction here, and it's doing that. And I've got it labeled as a wave and a B wave and a C wave. It's the best fit so far. But look, at the end of the day, it's not a big deal. It's not ready yet as such. The orange juice market is getting the boost from the lower US dollar as well, and popped its head up above the 155, which is great because it just really helps with trading higher, and we got positions in there. So just looking at that on the intraday here as well in terms of the count, it's counting it sort of intraday is a little bit sort of dodgy, as you can see on this market, but I could figure out a nice 5-wave structure up through there, but I'm not going to go into all of that at the moment. But what I was looking for here that you should be able to recognize is from wave 1, wave 2. Looking at this as wave 1 here of the next smaller degree. So we're in wave 3 here of the black one here all the way up. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1, A, B, C for 2 here, and now we're chuffing off into the third of the third. So we should actually see quite a strong move come in through here. So the idea was to pick up another position at 155 here, and also you can, if you don't have much there, you can go in at 156, 156.50 will be important as well. There, and also of course 158. So the levels are 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, and we can't forget about the 60 here as well. Of course, there's going to be orders there. So, but anyway, all moving along quite nicely. We're also going to bring in sugar into the fold shortly. So this is the weekly chart here. So much like the other markets, we've had 2-year trend down, and we picked the low on the soybeans, on the wheat and the corn. We're bringing in the coffee, and we'll bring in the sugar now as well. They've all got pretty much the same sort of patterns. It just might help somewhat as well. So look, a bit the same as coffee, I guess, in terms of they go together anyway, don't they? So a push up through here. This is the daily chart here. So I need to work out what we've got here. I need to work out if we've actually got 5 waves to here in terms of 1, 2, the third wave to here, the fourth and the fifth, or is this the 4th wave here, whatever the case. But it does appear that, I don't know, it looks a bit big for the 4th, so it's probably up for 1, back an A and a B and a C, back for 2 here. So we could be finished here and moving up through here. The 1720 as support, by the way, will be important if you're looking to go long through here. I haven't pulled it all apart, so I can't say for sure, but that 1720 will become, you can go long off that. I'm just looking in here now. Don't quite understand this here. This can still be an A and a B and a C here and fold down for 1 more low here. That's the bit I don't understand. I've got to kind of get my head around this guy here. But apart from that, let me just check while we're here. I mean, you don't have to listen. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got an impulse wave here. We've got a corrective wave here. This is an A. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got, that's corrective. That's quite good. And this is panning out to be, it's getting impulsive here. We still need to see, well, that's 1, 2, nice third wave, definitely a 4th here and a 5th here. So there'll be an A and a B and a C here at the 1720. That 1720 is a 72 number. So it is important, believe me. So then we're looking for support on top of that. This is the 5-minute chart. Actually, it moves quite well, actually, this market, I have to say. A bit of trading going on in this. Yeah, so as you can see here, just looking, we might be in right at the right time here. This is a wave 4 here, a bit of a triangle sort of thing here. Wave 5 should pop up here. Shouldn't go up too far because the extension's in wave 3. So wave 1 here and wave 5 will be about the same height, and that brings us into that. The number 17 is important here, and then we've got 17, 10, 20, and 30 as group 1 here. But it is this 72 that catches my eye the most here. So, like I mentioned, we'd be looking for an A and a B and a C wave. I don't know where that would come back into. It may be into here. I'm not quite sure, but you kind of want to get. You want to look for support up here, and you want to keep the stop away too. So keep the stop down under here, just for the time being here. All right. Oh, good. Okay. Cheers.